Some more examples on simplifying. Do remember, sometimes it helps to factor, sometimes it doesn't. So let's try A. A, we have 24 over 32. Well, in this case, probably the easiest way to simplify this, let's try to write this as prime factorization. Makes it a little bit easier. Let's realize both of them are even numbers, so I can break it down into multiples of 2. 2 times what gives us 24? Or half of 24 is 12, so 2 times 12. Half of 32 would therefore be 16, right? So 2 times 16. Notice, the 12 and the 16, they're both also even numbers. So we can simplify further by multiples of 2's. So let's realize this is just one way of doing it, but there's many other ways. Be aware of that. So 2 times what gives us 12? 2 times 6 is 12? And 2 times what gives us 16, or what's half of 16? 8, right? 8 times 2 is 16. So let's add another set of 2's there. So we have the first set of 2's and now the second set of 2's. And let's realize that we have the 6 and the 8. 2 times 6 is 12. 8 times 2 is 16. And then we multiply. 2 times 12 is 24. 2 times 16 is 32. So we're just breaking into prime factorization. And we can continue going on so forth until we get our prime numbers. So 6 is a multiple of 2 once again. 8 is a multiple of 2. So let's add another set of 2's. 2 times 3 is 6. And 2 times 4 gives us 8. And it looks like 3 is a prime number. So 3 we can't continue any further, but 4 we can. 2 times 2 would give us 4, right? So there we go, our final prime factorization list. And now let's realize there are a 2 on top and a 2 on the bottom at the beginning, which we can cancel out. And we also have another set of 2's on top and bottom that we can cancel out. We have an additional set of 2's that we can cancel out. That leaves us with a 3 on top and 2 2's on the bottom. So therefore we can write them as 3 over 2 times 2 gives us 4. So our final answer, 3/4. So there is our final result. Can't simplify any further than that. Okay, let's go on for the next one then. B. B, on the other hand, we have 5x over 10y. Well, it looks like 5, we can't simplify any further. It's a prime number, right? X over y we can't cancel out because they're different variables. How about the 10? Well, we can go 2 times 5, right? So let's rewrite it. 2 times 5 on the denominator, there we go. And let's realize now we have 5 on top and 5 on the bottom, agreed? So we can actually cancel the 5, so there we go. That leaves us with just x over 2 times y. So we can't simplify any further because there's no like terms that we can cancel. So there's our final simplified form of the expression here. X over 2 times y. Let's go on to the next one then. C, let's see, C has x plus 5 over y minus 10. Be aware, they have addition or subtraction either on top or on bottom, right? So that means there are a set of terms when you're multiplying or dividing. In this case, fraction implies division. So you got to go x plus 5 divided by x minus 10. You got to divide first in order to simplify it. And we really can't simplify it unless we either add or subtract first as well. So it's kind of a hentai motion in this case, meaning we can't simplify any further. They have different variables. Even if we try factoring, we won't be able to factor the 10 there or the 5 at the top. So in this case, we can call it simplify. We can't simplify any further in this case, unless we do use some specific set of trickery, but in this case we can't. So let's go for the next one then, since we can't simplify that one. D then. Do remember though, if you can't simplify it, circle to tell me, or to state that it's simplified as it's going to get. D, we have 8x over 8x squared plus 24x. So, it looks like we might be able to factor the bottom. Agreed? So let's try to factor the bottom. The top 8x can simplify for the meanwhile. So let's factor 8x plus 24x. Let's realize between 8 and 24, there's a common multiple, right? So we can probably break it into a single set of parentheses because there's 2 terms. So let's try a single set of parentheses. And since it's all positive, I'll write the positive sign in the middle. Common multiple that we just noticed was the 8. 8 is a multiple of 8, and 24 is a multiple of 8. So let's factor out an 8. They both have how many x's in common? 1, right? They both have just 1 x in common. So let's factor one of them out. And let's see what's left. 8 times what gives us 8? Well, that'll be a 1, right? Or just an x, which is what's left. Keep in mind, you're welcome to put a 1 there It helps you visualize this. So you can put a 1 before the x to represent 1x. Having the x is more than enough to say there's an x there. And 8 times what gives us 24? 3, agreed. And notice, we factor out the x, so now no x is left. There we go, we finished factoring. So now let's plug it back into our denominator there. There we go. So we have once again 8x, which was the same from before, over the factor form of 8x squared plus 24x, which is 8x times the parentheses x plus 3. And now what do you notice? There's an 8x on top, and there's an 8x on the bottom. You got it. We can cancel them out. 8x divided by 8x cancels out. And remember, when we say it cancels out in multiplication and division, it means there's a 1 left. So there's the 1 left. And we have left over on the bottom x plus 3. So that's as far as we can simplify that. So there is our final answer, 1 over x plus 3. Hooray, we finished our examples.